Someone has dug a large hole there, perhaps removing a bush or a small tree. You plant the bonsai in the hole and scrape some of the rich soil around it. In moments, the bush begins to grow and blossom before your eyes. The bonsai bush is thriving in the rich soil. After some rest, you feel better.
Na 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 na. 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 Oops! Hi there! Three and three make 9. Who lives among the watery brine? Fishy, squishy riddles make. Tell me now who's in the lake. 1 and 2 and 3 make 6. Who hides her hut behind trick sticks? Magic message. Bushes here. In the rhyme with disappear.
Still you remain. It is a wonder you have managed to live so long.
After some rest, you feel better. There's only a certain amount of punishment your body can stand on any given day. Enough pain, enough gain for now. Try again tomorrow. After some rest, you feel better. After some rest, you feel better.
You again. Heard anything interesting lately?
You tell Olga that Boris says she complains about him all the time.
Well, if he'd ever been here to get his work done instead of spending all his time carousing at the inn, I wouldn't have had to complain. And you can tell him I said so, huh? Listen, you make sure, and you tell that good-for-nothing how much I resented having to sit here doing his work for him while he was off carousing with those other fools. This isn't such a bad place to settle down, you know. You could easily earn a living farming here. That certainly has more job security than adventuring, after all. Now, what would you like to know about? You take care. Don't want to see your funeral. You hate that walk to the cemetery. Yeah, good night, and don't let the bedbugs bite, as my husband used to say.
Welcome again. It is so good to speak with you as always. The woods around here seem almost frightening at times. When you arrive, I know it is only my imagination that makes me nervous. I am happy to know you are finding your way in Mordavia. I'm sure you will find this a most exciting place to visit.
Tell him that Olga thinks he was too lazy.
Lazy? What was there to do in a shop with no customers? Once the swamp cut off trade here, we had nothing to sell. I had nothing to do there, so just because I would sit at the inn and talk with the other men, she thought I was lazy. All she ever did was sit around and give me orders when I was in the shop. What was the point of dusting if no one came in the shop to notice the dust? I came here to get away from a constant nagging. According to her, I could do nothing right. Here there is peace and quiet. Be careful in your travels. You never know what you may meet. May the sun and the moon keep watch over you.
After some rest, you feel better. After some rest, you feel better. You hear movement on the other side of the door. After a few minutes, you hear someone removing the bar and unlocking the bolts on the other side of the door.
Have a seat. Wait, no, better leave the seats here. But why don't you sit down on one? This show can't get on the road until you get off your load. So sit a while and enjoy yourself. Or maybe just sit. Good evening, ladies and germs. A funny thing happened on the way to Mordavia. I got here. I walked up to the innkeeper here and says to the guy, "Do you know how lucky you are to have such a funny guy as myself staying here?" The innkeeper says, "No, but if you hum a few bars, I can fake it." You may as well laugh now. This act doesn't get any funnier. I sit down here for a meal and order some soup. When the waiter brings it in, I says, "Waiter, there's a fly in my soup." The waiter says, "Of course, that's the soup du jour." Am I going deaf in here? Or how can so many people sleep with all these lights on? Seriously, folks, I went to the doctor just the other day and he said he had some good news and some bad news. What's the good news, I asked. "You only have 3 months to live," said the doc. "That's terrible. What's the bad news?" I said. The doc replied, "I'm getting married." I know I had an audience when I came in here. Anyhow, show me a guy with 1,000,000 kopecks, and I'll show you a guy who's rich. Hey, you only had to listen to this material. I'm the one who had to stand here and take it. Anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you. You've been a swell bunch of seats.
Phew. The gnome has stopped speaking. Maybe he's finished telling his joke. You think about applauding, but you're not quite sure if you've heard the punchline yet.
What did you think of my performance? Was I hilarious or what? Is this an inn or a cemetery? I've had livelier times at funerals. Some help you were. Couldn't you at least have smiled a little louder? It's nights like these that make me feel like an inept idiot and a lousy laughingstock. I'd make more money digging graves. But what? And get out of show business?
He too is a stranger to Mordavia.
Hey, what am I, shredded wheat? If you're talking behind my back, at least have the courtesy to do it face to face.
I try to keep people entertained here.
So how come you weren't up on the stage instead of me?
I have not listened to such nonsense in all my life.
You call this a life? Thank you, thank you. I always like to meet a receptive audience. It's always good to see you. It means you're not behind my back. Pleased to meet you. I could tell by your outfit that you were no ordinary rube. Punny Bones, the name. Joke's a fair game. I'm a pro punster. Be they ever so humble, there's nobody stays home. I've been on the road so long, I have flat tires on my feet. I go wherever I can tell a good joke, and many places where I can't. I'm staying at this inn for a while until I find something here. I got the last store down the hall. Visit me sometime. I'm sure we can have a few laughs together. Hey, my last tour was a great success. I outran everyone. But there's no business like show business. With me, the show must go on and on and on. I got millions of them. Problem is, I can't remember most of them, and the ones I do remember should have been buried long ago. I used to be worth my wit in gold, but, oh, it's a long story. Ask me about it some other time.
Well, you know I'm not a census taker over here, but there are no other gnomes in Mordavia.
No wonder.
Yeah, when they show up, there goes the neighborhood. We have no need for gnomes here.
You guys are so narrow-minded you could all look through a keyhole with both eyes. What gnome would want to work here? You guys have all the sense of humor of a wyvern with a hangover.
At the risk of waxing poetic, what need have we of fools?
Hey, you got a point. There are enough fools in here already to reach critical mass. If it pays to be ignorant, why are you guys so broke?
Somebody just shoot me.
And just when I was going to invite you to my party. There's always room for one bore.
Oh, I'll tell you, he's rough, you know? Anyone could tell better jokes than that gnome did. Where's Shaky Green when you need him?
Look, I'd argue with you, but I never engage in a battle of wits with an unarmed man.
The guy's dying up there. I didn't get anything.
Hey, how could you? If ignorance is really bliss, you're the world's happiest guy.
Fellas, is it just me, or is Shecky's performance here lacking a certain sense of humor?
Are you kidding? He was rough. Get a day job!
You're right, and he wasn't very funny either.
What do you mean I wasn't funny? You guys wouldn't know a punchline if it hit you in the face. Leaving so soon? Good night, and thanks for all the fish.
You've never seen so many locks and bars on a door. You can't find any way to open it.
It is very dangerous in Mordavia at night. We always keep things locked up when it gets dark. I will let you out for now. If you wish to return later this evening, just knock on the door. If you do not make it back by the closing of the inn, may you rest in peace.
A shiver of cold comes over you. You sense no danger, but even so, you find yourself afraid.
There is one for whom I weep. She lies in her watery grave, her heart broken by a lover untrue. Speak with the gypsies on how to free her spirit. Free the Rusalka and heal her sorrow.
The massive gate to this town is securely barred to protect it from things that go bump in the night. You cannot leave the town this way. You have the sensation of someone watching you. You sense curiosity and no immediate danger.
It is good to see you again. I hope you are enjoying your visit to Mordavia. You need to take better care of yourself, you know. It is very dangerous out at night. Come to me. I have something to show you. I warned you it is dangerous here at night, and you do not listen. I intend to teach you a lesson.
A strange feeling sweeps your body. You realize that you now know the frostbite spell.
Perhaps that will help keep you alive when I am not with you. I bid you welcome to Mordavia. I hope you are enjoying your stay here. There. Now you have had an official welcome from your own official welcome woman.
You tell her your name and a little about your adventures.
How fascinating. I have never met a true hero before. You must tell me more sometime. You may call me Katrina. And what shall I call you? There are monsters everywhere in the forest. I need to get back to the castle where I will be safe. You wish to see me again then? Oh, perhaps we can meet again here sometime. I hope so. I must go now. I hope we can meet again soon. I enjoy your company.
Before you can think to follow her, the young peasant girl has disappeared into the forest.
Death
what's beyond those gates, at least for those not tough enough for the challenge. It comes in the form of two slavering necrotors. You have a strange, disquieting feeling along with a sense of sorrow, longing, and unfulfilled desires as you near the lake. The briny lake seems to draw you towards it.
Hi again. I'd hoped you'd come back. It gets lonely here with no one to talk to but the fish. You know, we'd better not touch. I'd have to drag you to your death, and I really don't want to do that. You've been kind to me, and I like you. Thank you. That's really very sweet. You are the kindest man I know. I swim a lot and comb my hair and look for people to drag to their deaths. It's not exactly a busy schedule. I live, well, maybe not live exactly, but I do reside here. It's a nice lake, but as a recreation area, it leaves something to be desired. The only boats around here are sitting at the bottom. Fishing tends to catch the fishermen. The swimming's pretty good if you don't mind drowning. All in all, it's not an ideal vacation spot. Mermaid? What do I know of mermaids? I'm a Rusalka. You do realize I'm undead, don't you? I mean, it's not like I have a life here. The swamp to the southeast is a very scary place. I swam there once out of curiosity. I was combing the weed and goo from my hair for weeks afterwards. The will-o'-the-wisps were friendly enough, but those grasping arms, ugh. Weirdest of all were the creatures standing guard near some sort of tomb. Well, I'm not going back to that swamp for anything. Will-o'-the-wisps are the souls of lost children. They play around the swamp at night. They look like little sparkles of light. Watch it, though. They love to play hide-and-go-seek in the swamp, and most people who try to follow them there don't return. I call it a tomb, but it was more like some sort of pillar. It felt magical and very, very cold, even to me. I stay as far away from it as I can. Scary. The guards near the tomb were really weird. They looked like they had been human once. Now I don't know what they are. Well, they aren't dead, or undead, as far as I can tell. Just awful. The grasping arms will try to drag anyone into the swamp. Now, they can't get you if you stick to the grassy areas, but I don't recommend you go visiting there. It was great talking to you again. Come back soon.
You've returned the revenant to its rest. With any luck it'll stay dead this time. It exudes the delicate aroma of rotting flesh. You find some copper kopecks on the no longer undead. After some rest, you feel better. You feel a chill go through you as you enter this part of the forest, as if a cold wind suddenly sprang up from nowhere. Vanishes into nothingness, and the air slowly begins to regain some warmth. You see a raised mound of stones. It gives you an eerie feeling. You can tell that this is a place of death. The barrow contains treasure that the wraith collected while it was alive, or perhaps more recently from treasure seekers less fortunate than you. You find a jewel-studded tiara, 6 gold crowns, 40 kopecks, and a few old bones. A ghostly figure floats near the center of this clearing.
Hello. Can you help me? I seem to be lost. Everything is so strange. I lost my way home. Please, can you help me find my way? I'm trying to find my way home. I keep getting lost. Can you show me the way to town?
The ghostly apparition vanishes.
There you are. What happened to you? I thought you were going to show me the way to town. I live in town. Somewhere in town. I've got to get home. I am looking for berries. The wild blackberries should be ripe now. I want to surprise my husband with a pie. It's getting dark now, and I need to get home. Why are you saying that? Why are you trying to hurt me? I'm lost and I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand. Every time I try to follow you, I find myself here again. Why can't I leave this place? Why can't I go home? No, no, it can't be, no!
The ghostly apparition vanishes.
I remember now. I was walking home. Something started to chase me. I tried to run. Something knocked me over and everything went black. I'm dead, aren't I? I really can't go home again. I'm just a ghost. My name was Anna. I can remember things now, but everything is like a faded dream. It seems so strange to think of myself as a ghost. Everything is blurry. There's no day or night, only the shadowy landscape. I want to go from here, but I cannot leave. I can only wait. I can remember my house now. I lived beside the tall oak tree near the center of town. I've been gone so long. My poor, poor Nikolai. Forgive me my manners. It's just that I'm not used to the idea that I'm dead. Goodbye and farewell.
The ghostly apparition vanishes. You are in the forest somewhere southeast of the town. You've finally managed to dispel and defeat the Chernovi wizard. Score! You find a few gold crowns and a number of copper kopecks. You have returned to this wonderful place between worlds. You are again filled with the joy of being truly alive. You find yourself dancing at the heart of the cosmos. You spin and the universe swirls with you and around you. Suddenly, something calls out to you. You feel a coldness rapidly devouring you. You falter in fear as you remember what happened the last time you were here. The voice calls again, and you feel trapped, helpless. The closer you get to that voice, the greater the fear. It is a voice of pain, a voice of death. You flee in terror. You awaken as the sun begins to rise. You wake in a cold sweat. You remember every detail of the nightmare as though it had really happened to you.